everyone, welcome back to my channel. I went to Halloween Horror Nights for the very first time, even after being a Universal lover for my entire life. I've been too chickened out and too busy with work the past couple years to do Halloween Horror Nights, but I finally got to go. I figured as a first timer I would share a lot of my tips, any tricks that we found along the way, and just kind of my overall opinion of the event as like what I considered myself as like a scaredy cat. I loved it. I loved every second. Honestly, it was like a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be, just because there are a lot of crowds and there's a lot of people and it's hot. But I did not even think about once how crowded it was, how long the wait times were. So yeah, let's dive in. I'll tell you some of my favorite parts of Halloween Horror Nights as a first timer, and then some things I learned along the way. Okay, first, I want to say we did Halloween Horror Nights for 2 nights, and we did park days with both Halloween Horror Nights days as well. So we kind of fit it all into one weekend. We went up on a Thursday afternoon, and then went to the parks Friday and Saturday, and then did Halloween Horror Nights both nights. So first thing I want to talk about is doing EPA with Halloween Horror Nights, and then not doing EPA and doing Halloween Horror Nights. We did both. So Friday we did early park admission to go ride Hagrid's, and then we ended up staying at the parks until about 3 o'clock, and we decided we would go to Halloween Horror Nights after it started. So we got there to the event, to Halloween Horror Nights, around 7:30. I think it was around 7:30, and the crowd was already pretty crazy. We went ahead and jumped in the line for A Quiet Place because we knew that was one of the most popular ones. So Quiet Place was, I think it was 65 minutes when we got in line, and we only waited 50 minutes. That was my first house of the entire event. We figured we would go ahead and just do one of the big ones and get it out of the way. So when we got there, we did A Quiet Place, and then we decided we were going to go walk around the scare zones. We wanted to see the Death Eaters. One of my biggest tips, I guess, of the event is to just enjoy it. Take it slow. Like, there's no rush to do anything. We were just like walking around, just enjoying it, and we loved doing the scare zones. I mean, the scare zones were amazing. I thought there was a lot of thought put into these. I've heard people have different opinions, but as a first timer, I thought that they were pretty awesome, especially the Bloomhouse scare zone. It was spot on. Very cool with the fog coming out. Another tip number 2, if you're a scaredy cat and you do not want to be chased or, looked at by any of these scare actors, just stay on the sidewalks. That kind of, I think that lets them know. They still might come up to you, but they really focus on the people in the streets. I was chased a few times myself. It's pretty funny.
Shit. Oh my god. It just howled in my ear.
So I definitely felt like, our first night there, this is when I think I'm going to go into our next tip, but we didn't do Stay and Scream the first night. I definitely recommend Stay and Scream, and I'll get into that in a little while. But we only did one house our first night, but I really also think that we were exhausted from doing early park admission. We really just wanted to experience like the ambiance and the fun of the event. I mean, I was so happy we got to do A Quiet Place the first night, but our second night was definitely it was a dream, and it was on a Saturday. Again, I'll get into that shortly. But the food, enjoy the food booths. They are awesome. Just go around and try different foods, get different drinks. They have so much for you to do and interact with if you don't want to just focus on houses. Just walking around in itself is just the most fun. And I'll say the crowd levels weren't horrible. I mean, for Friday and Saturday, I expected so much worse, but it wasn't. It was very, very doable. I did not feel overwhelmed at all. It was warm, but not to the point where you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. We really just kind of enjoyed the Death Eaters and getting to watch them interact with people in Diagon Alley. We loved the scare zones. We tried some food, had some drinks. It was a really great first night. And And yeah, so night one, I will say, was very more so just like getting into the event, having a good time. Whereas, you know, we woke up day 2, we did not do early park admission. We actually just kind of laid around, got ready, got to the parks, I want to say around maybe 11, grabbed a coffee and just walked around and shopped. And our plan was to just kind of hit a couple things at Islands of Adventure. And then we planned to just head over to Studios to do Stay and Scream. Stay and Scream, you have to purchase that separately if you do not have a daytime admission ticket already, like an annual pass or just you know, a ticket to Studios during the day. It is an extra add-on to your Halloween Horror Nights ticket, so it doesn't come with the Halloween Horror Nights ticket. You have to purchase it separately, again, if you don't have admission already to the park. So we actually both have annual passes, so we were able to just go over to Stay and Scream and get queued up. The lines for Stay and Scream are, you know, they're very long, but they're split up to their most popular houses. So you have the New York area, which we were in, which was A Quiet Place, Insidious, and Ghostbusters. They're 3 most popular houses. And we got in line for the Insidious Ghostbusters, and A Quiet Place had its own queue, which I think was done very well. And when you do Stay and Scream, it opens a little bit earlier than the event does, so you get that, you know, you get to be in the parks before everyone else is. Unless, of course, you have other people doing Stay and Scream, of course, but before regular Halloween Horror Nights guests come in. So we did that, and I am not kidding, we knocked out so many houses after Stay and Scream. So we did Insidious first. We got in line about 5:15 for that, and we came out of Insidious about 5:50. So we waited, I guess, about 30 minutes total, which we were in the glaring sun. I'm warning you now, that was the hottest queue. I thought I was going to pass out. Not even being dramatic. The sun is just beaming on you. Have an umbrella, have a fan to go around your neck, have a cold rag. Especially if you go when it's warmer. It was hot, but I will say it was so worth it because we did not really wait. And then as soon as we came out of Insidious, we booked it to Major Suites. That was a 15-minute wait. We only waited 5 minutes. Then we hit Slaughter Cinema, 20 minutes. We only waited 13 minutes. Eternal Bloodlines, we only waited 11 minutes. It was a posted wait time of 20 minutes. We got in line for Goblins and it got delayed. So this is kind of where we're like, oh my gosh, let's go hit Gringotts and go to Diagon Alley, you know, and we got to ride Gringotts twice in a row. Then we ate a bunch of food at the Leaky Cauldron, and then we just walked around again, enjoying the ambiance of Halloween Horror Nights. I mean, just going around and enjoying everything was my favorite part, just being in the parks after dark. So I really, really enjoyed Halloween Horror Nights as a first timer. I got a lot of great videos. The houses were great. Insidious was terrifying. And Slaughter Cinema was up there for me on my list of houses that I enjoyed the most. Insidious and Slaughter Cinema, I'd say, were my top 2. I guess here are my final breakdown tips and tricks. Comfy shoes, or just put some inserts into, like, you know, if you want to wear cute shoes, just put some inserts in. Number 2, a fan around your neck, an umbrella for the sun, cold rag for when you're waiting in those hot queues, especially for Stay and Scream. Number 3, Stay and Scream. You have to do it. It is 1,000% worth it. We didn't have Express Pass, so I guess that's my next tip. If you can afford Express Pass, just do it. If you can't, I mean, we didn't do Express, and I was okay with that choice. Like, I was happy with that choice because we knocked out everything that we wanted to do the second day. But yeah, if you can afford Express, just do it. Focus on just enjoying, you know, the environment. Try not to get overwhelmed. Don't, you know, make houses your only priority. Like, just try to go to the Nightmare Fuel show, go shopping, get some Halloween Horror Nights merch. As you can see, I got way too much stuff. Have a Blinky cup. Well, I guess you can't anymore. They discontinued them, but I got one before they discontinued them, which was great. But yeah, I just wanted to share kind of my experience at Halloween Horror Nights. I will be sharing a lot more videos of the houses, just kind of my reactions, and yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first Halloween Horror Nights that you're going to, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was useful for you. And yeah, just my number one tip, again, just do Stay and Scream. It is so worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Be sure to check out more of my videos as I start posting some of my videos from Halloween Horror Nights. Bye guys.